honored to be here with you all today. We absolutely appreciate and love the partnership with Intercap, and I'm excited to share some things with you today. There's a lot of transformation going on in the industry, and with our renewed partnership with Intercap, we really wanted to spend some time, we have 30 minutes today, to really talk about some of these pretty dramatic transformational shifts in the industry. Where the industry going, it's no longer about more marketing, how much more marketing I can shove out to my consumers or referral partners. It's really about knowing who to engage, when to engage them, at the right time in a way that's personal, scalable, and compliant. Today is about a shift from static CRMs to living customer intelligence that surfaces opportunities. It's a shift from human effort alone to humans that are amplified through AI capabilities. So I'm going to spend the next 30 minutes really going through some of the high impact innovations to show you how lenders are really changing the game, really through more investments into customer intelligence to surface opportunities, to AI-powered engagement strategies and sales automation that we're excited to bring to the Intercap team. So I like to start with the full breadth of our capabilities, and I don't expect everybody to read this entire slide, but one of the things that I want to showcase here is that a lot of originators don't understand the full breadth of Total Expert capabilities. And one of the things that with working with Brock and Steve and Stephanie and Clayton and the entire leadership team, as part of our renewed partnership, we are unlocking the full breadth of Total Expert capabilities over the next couple of months. So you're going to have all the capabilities that Total Expert has to offer, and I want to talk about some of the highest impact ones today, so you have some full visibility to those capabilities. Where I like to start is just the biggest opportunities and trends that we're seeing through the industry. To start with kind of why these are so impactful, why these capabilities are so impactful to your business. As we look at and we analyze all of our lender partners, so we serve about 40% of mortgage originations flow through the Total Expert platform. So we have a lot of ability to look across all of our lenders' databases and production trends. And when we look at the last, call it 48 months of production, and we look at where interest rates are trending, almost every single lender has about over 50% of their last 48 months production that potentially is in the money for a refinance as rates trend down to 6%. So some pretty big opportunities. I know you guys have already seen some great impacts with refinances, but I just wanted to share that. The other aspect is this is your data. Brock allowed me to share this, so I appreciate that. But I think it just helps understand the opportunity. So today, if I look across your entire production, so your entire past customer data, not just what's in your servicing portfolio, but any loans that you ever originated, you're about, as an organization, about 45% retention rates on your customers, which is actually pretty good. Industry averages floats around 20%, 18 to 20%. So you guys are much 2x better than industry average, but it still really means that you're losing 1 out of every 2 customers that you spend a tremendous amount of time, effort, and energy acquiring, right? And you can see, this is your data. If we get you to 65%, that's another 1.5 billion in production to the organization. So our goal at Total Expert is to partner with the great leadership team at Intercap and making sure that we're helping build strategies to make sure that we're helping you consistently increase that customer retention rate, because you can see the massive impact that makes, not only for the financial duty that you have to maintain your servicing portfolio, but we want to make sure that regardless if you're retaining servicing or not, you maintain that customer for life. Make sense? The other data point I wanted to share is your results from 2025. So these are your specific results with customer intelligence that we saw over the year. So you received about 30,000 insights that were surfaced through the platform, surfaced to you. Obviously, also conducted some automation through the platform when those insights fired. That resulted in about 255 million in applications and ultimately converted to about 175 million applications. So give yourselves a round of applause. Those are pretty good results. The one capability that we are unlocking for you over the next couple months is some additional rate-enabled capabilities. So what was recently enabled for you all is what we call our rate enrichment capabilities inside the platform. So if you all haven't taken advantage of this yet, please engage with your marketing team. Stephanie and the marketing team have done a phenomenal job enabling this capability. But this is the ability to log into Total Expert, and in a single view, you could have your stacked ranked refinance opportunities, stacked ranked by potential monthly savings that you can offer, in a very clean, holistic list for every single past customer in your database. So this helps you really operationalize when the market moves. This data updates on a daily basis based off of the market interest rates. So this is constantly refreshing. So you go in there every single day, it's going to surface more and more opportunities for you based off of where the market is and where their previous transaction was that you conducted and how much potential monthly savings you can offer that consumer. The next iteration that we're enabling for you all is embedded rate quotes. So you now have this stacked ranked list of potential refinance opportunities directly inside the platform. Now, what do you want to do? You want to look at that consumer at a deeper level, understand really what is the net benefit to that consumer I can offer. You may want to put together a couple side-by-side product scenarios, right? So rather than waiting for that long Encompass to load that we just kind of laughed about for 10 minutes, creating a loan in the Encompass system, pricing out something through your pricing engine, you can now do that directly through the Total Expert platform. So you got a stacked ranked list of potential opportunities. You can click on each one of those consumers, and you can generate rate quotes based on your LO level pricing through, this is directly integrated through Optimal Blue, that you can now put up to 3 different products side by side and distribute those out to the consumers via email. So we're trying to really reduce the friction and time and energy and effort to really analyze a consumer at a deep level of the potential savings you can offer those consumers. So look for this to come over the next couple months as we enable this for your organization. The other one I just wanted to kind of cover is what we see kind of best in class across our customers that are using customer intelligence. Some of our best customers, when we look at their current production and then we look at the attributed volume of production we're attributing to customer intelligence, it equates to about over 10% of the production. So if you're doing 10 units a month, at least one loan is coming from customer intelligence. So we want to make sure that we're beating or exceeding some of our baseline metrics with Intercap. So we're going to continue to double down, but I just wanted to share that with you as well. The other metric that we've spent a lot of time looking at, as we know the compression in the industry, we no longer have as many originators in the industry, which ultimately means you guys are in a tremendous position to continue to get more and more market share. I don't believe that there's going to be a tremendous amount of increase in originators in the next couple of years. I think the future is about how do we get more funded units per originator, not more originators coming back into the industry. So one of the metrics that we really look to follow is we want to see every one of our lenders get to the point where they're doing 5 to 7 units per originator in the system. So the ones that are leveraging customer intelligence to the fullest, we typically see them in the 5+ range. So we believe the future is more units per LO, not necessarily more LOs. The one other area I wanted to talk about is SMS. Not all of you have been enabled with SMS, but this is a capability that we did unlock for Intercap. So if you choose, which I would highly recommend, I'll talk about some statistics in a second here, email is no longer good enough. The majority of consumers want to be communicated, and your referral partners want to be communicated via text messaging. So if you aren't enabled on text messaging today, I highly recommend this. We are also optimizing a lot of the automation that has been enabled for Intercap to enable text messaging as part of that automation. So not only maybe fire out an email when something like somebody's identified for a refinance transaction, we will also now fire out an SMS message that's relevant for that particular communication. So, the results from SMS are dramatically better than email. Email, in some cases, has become a bit of noise. It's a great engagement channel. You're still going to want to communicate via email, but SMS is going to get you a much better, faster response rate. Just to give you some baselines, average open rates is 98% on SMS. I can tell you that typically for email, it's anywhere from 20 to 30%. So massive, open rates increase there using SMS, and the overall response rates much more significant than email, and then response times are far superior than email. Email is in hours, SMS is in minutes. So what you get with SMS capabilities is really the ability to leverage the automation capabilities I talked about. So we're continuously optimizing those automation journeys that have been established so that you all don't have to do as much. The more we can automate through the platform, the better off it is, right? Take that off your plate. But you can also do things like bulk sends. So maybe you have a targeted list of referral partners, or maybe you have a list of consumers inside Total Expert that their pre-approvals are about to expire and you want to send them a message. You can do kind of a one message to many consumers and contacts through the Total Expert platform. This is also coupled with our mobile app capabilities. So as consumers respond, whether they're responding to something that you sent or through the automation capabilities, when they respond, you also have a native mobile app now at your fingertips that as those responses come in, you'll get push notifications on and you can immediately respond to those. Very similar to your native text messaging app experience on your own phones. I know the hardest challenge that most originators have is giving up their personal device and moving over to more of a systematic approach. But the benefits of having, if any of you have teams, having historical conversation history logged inside your CRM has some massive benefits, and obviously coupled with all the automation that you can make sure that every single consumer has a consistent experience. You can convert more business. You can reach out to your past customers at a scale that you'll never be able to do with your personal device that sits in your pocket. So in addition to that, the mobile app also has some other capabilities, and we're continuously enhancing this year. Things like just being able to create a contact on the go. You meet somebody at a soccer game. You're not digging out your laptop, right, and flipping that thing open. You probably missed that opportunity today. So the mobile app allows you to put in somebody's name, add them to a group. They can then be triggered on a bunch of automation that your team has set up for you. So making that process easier. You want to make sure that every contact that you come in contact with gets into your CRM. The other things, you can look up contacts, you can look up some basic loan details on the go, and like I said, we're enhancing that further as well. So let's talk a little bit about some of our latest innovation. So we talked a little bit about this. Industry problem, customer retention rates as an industry, about 20%. You guys are better than that, but we still want to get you to best in class. Best in class, we'll call it 85%, 90% customer retention rates. That's where we want to get Intercap to. Industry average follow-up attempts. Most originators, we've analyzed thousands and thousands of originators, even the best in class, and even the best in class at consumer direct shops, typically only follow up anywhere from 3 to 5 times on high intent lead opportunities. So, and then obviously every originator wants to close as much business as possible. Most originators that we talk to, and we ask the simple question of how much business do you think you left in the trash can over the last year? Most originators respond that, realistically, out of all my leads I'm getting, I probably left 30% in the trash can at least. So how do we make sure that the speed, the scale, the consistency is at a place where, everybody converts the maximum amount of business, retains the most amount of customers, and has the most amount of opportunities to grow their volume. So this is how we're solving it with some AI-powered capabilities. Sound?
Hi, is this Jonathan?
Yeah, this is John.
Hi, John. This is Brianna from Expert Bank on a recorded line. So I was reviewing your loan details with Ron, and we saw that with the new interest rates coming out, you might be able to save about $700 on your monthly payment. I wanted to see if you would like to get set up with that. It looks like Claire is actually free to chat right now. Would it be okay if I transferred you over for a quick chat?
So, AI sales assistant. This is a voice-enabled, AI-powered, human-like conversation that really, think of it as it sits on top of your database. So it has full context of all the consumers inside your database, what the next opportunity is. We identify a refinance, or they get their credit pulled by another lender, or you just haven't touched base with that consumer in a while. This is about amplifying and multiplying the originator's ability to connect them with more and more consumers than ever was humanly possible before, at a speed and consistency that was never possible. Think of it as your own little mini Terminator that basically sits by your side. I don't care if you hire 3, 4, 5 LOAs. This has been already proven in the market. We're doing about 250,000 calls per day already, over 5 million per month. We initially launched this in February of this year, and now we're excited to start to pilot this with the Intercap team. So in the next couple months, we have a pilot program that we're launching. So if you're interested in this, reach out to Brock and Steve, and they'll make sure we're prioritizing this. But this is basically going to handle prospecting, validating opportunities, with the goal of connecting them to the originator. We believe the future is about having originators have deeper, strategic, advice-driven conversations, not necessarily following up 15 times to convert a lead. That will all be AI-powered in the future. And you're going to see this across many industries, not just the mortgage industry. So when the agentic AI agent identifies that this consumer is most likely to convert to and be handed off to an originator, one of two things can happen. One, it's going to basically give the originator an outreach. So it's going to call you and say, hey, Brock, are you available to take this call? I got Dan on the phone about a refinance transaction. He did his loan in 2022. And Brock could say, yeah, I'm about to walk into an agent's office. Let's schedule that meeting. So it will either warm transfer that consumer directly to you, if you want to take that call at that point, or you can say, no, I'm not available. And what the AI agent will do is will actually dip into your calendar. It will understand your availability, and it will schedule a meeting on your calendar. So let me play a live call. This is a live consumer. So there's going to be a couple of bleeps, just hiding some sensitive information about the consumer. But this will give you a better sense of a live consumer conversation and how that goes. This is an example of a refinance opportunity that we serve.
Spanish?
It does speak Spanish. Oh, sound? Oh, I need to go back too. I told you I was going to get jumpy on this thing. Oh, back. Right here. Oh, yeah, I think you need to go back twice. Maybe just play it for me.
Hi, this is Ava from team on a recorded line. How are you doing today?
Doing well.
Great to hear. So I'm an assistant for your loan originator who did the loan for your home in Braxton. I'm reaching out because rates have dropped recently, so there's a good chance we could lower your monthly payment or even help you take some cash out. Would you be interested in exploring your options?
It depends on what they've dropped down to. I don't know if they've dropped down enough to make a difference.
Totally get it. A bunch of my clients have recently been surprised how much they could lower their payments with the current rates. Worst case, we find out that the difference isn't worthwhile, but it's worth taking a few minutes to check. Does that sound good?
Is it a hard pull on credit?
There's no hard credit pull or credit check. We do a soft credit inquiry and it has no impact on your credit score. So would you like to explore your option? Great, we already have your info, so it'll be quick to check for your potential savings. Any changes since we last did the loan for you?
Do you have that my husband is back working at?
Got it, thanks for the update. Let me quickly check if it's available to chat right now. It looks like it's free to chat right now. I'm going to transfer you now. Does that sound good?
Thank you. Sure.
Great, I'm going to transfer you now.
Pretty cool. So you can see some things in there, right? Objection handling, some basic, objection handling that, even some originators we see fall short of that. But again, if this consumer didn't pick up the first time, it's going to continuously follow up with that consumer 2, 3, 4. Our current cadence on refinance is 17 times. We see 50% of the conversions happen in follow-up 10 or more. Think about that. How many of you are following up 10 or more times on a refinance opportunity? There is no originator. Even in DTC groups, the maximum that they typically follow up is 8. That was one data point that just blew me away when we started putting this into the wild. So the next video I want to show you is the end-to-end experience with Total Expert. So how does this all play with the Total Expert platform? So again, refinance scenario is kind of the easiest to talk through, so that's what I've teed up here. So this is a consumer record inside the Total Expert platform, Michael Russell. The customer intelligence is going to identify that Michael's in the money for a potential rate and term refinance. So you're going to see that insight come in from customer intelligence, and then immediately through our journey orchestration, we're going to fire off an email, maybe a text message, and we're also going to trigger a AI voice outreach call. So let me play that for you here.
Hi, is this Michael?
Yeah, this is Mike.
Hi Mike, this is Brianna from Demo Mortgage on a recorded line. My colleague Joe did your home loan for your property in Lincoln back in 2023. How are things going for you today?
They're fine.
Glad to hear that. So I was reviewing your loan details with Joe and we saw that with the new interest rates coming out, you might be able to save about $700 on your monthly payment. I wanted to see if you would like to get set up with that.
No, I'm not that interested right at this moment.
Oh, no worries. If you don't mind me asking, what's holding you
Back down even some more.
I totally get that. Timing is definitely important. But even if rates do go down a bit more, refinancing now could still save you a significant amount each month. And you can always refinance again later if rates drop further. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but I'm not really interested in doing like a hard credit pull or anything like that at this moment.
I hear you. Just so you know, we only do a soft credit inquiry, which has no impact on your credit score. How does that sound?
Okay, yeah, no, that sounds okay. As long as that doesn't happen, I think that'd be fine.
Great. So tell me, do you have any interest in taking some equity out of your home as well? Or would you just be looking to lower your monthly payment?
Yeah, it'd probably be nice to take a little bit of equity out and pay off some of my high interest credit cards.
That sounds like a smart move. Paying off those high interest credit cards can really help you save in the long run. How much credit card debt are you looking to consolidate?
Oh, let's just keep it low. Let's maybe call it $5,000.
Got it. That sounds manageable. Okay, great. So a quick rundown of this call. I'll confirm a few pieces of info with you, and then we'll set you up on a review call with Joe. Joe will talk through the best loan options for you and help you figure out exactly how much you will be able to lower your monthly payment and consolidate that credit card debt. Everything should take around 3 minutes. Does that sound good to you?
Yeah, okay, that sounds fine.
Now let's get you scheduled for a call with Joe to go over everything in detail. What time works best for you later today to speak with my colleague?
I've actually got a family event here later today. Can we do sometime tomorrow?
Sure thing. Joe is available tomorrow at 3 p.m., 7:30 p.m., 8 p.m., or 8:30 p.m. Central Time. Which time works best for you?
Let's do 3 p.m.
Great, you are all set. Joe will give you a call tomorrow at 3 p.m. Central Time to discuss your options. And in the meantime, we'll crunch the numbers for you. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
You too, bye-bye.
So pretty cool, right? So in addition to that, all the summary of the call
Hi, is this
transcript
Michael?
comes back to the platform.
Yeah, this is Mike.
You also have full visibility to the recording.
Hi Mike, this is Brianna from
So
Demo
you can
Mortgage.
listen back to the recording of the call at any point in time, and any data points that was captured as part of that conversation also push back. So you have full visibility to any of the other data points that was captured as part of that conversation. Pretty cool? Yeah. Everybody want an AI sales assistant? Yeah. All right. So these are the use cases that we have live today in production. New lead qualification. Think of if you're buying a bunch of leads at any scale from Lending Trees or Zillows. This is really what it's meant for. Credit inquiries, so somebody gets a credit pull by another lender. All the refinance opportunities that we talked about. Mortgage reviews. Can I get a raise of hands? How many of you touch base with every single one of your past customers 2 or more times a year? This will. Think about that. This is going to touch base with every single one of your past customers at least twice a year. It's going to gather some information with the ultimate goal of putting you in front of those consumers. So think about the scale that gives to your business. Age pre-approvals. So the ability for us to understand, this is one of the gaps that I was talking to a lot of originators. The buying cycles have increased. We see some buying cycles 6, 9, 12 months, right? Where this is going to outreach, let's just say 15 days prior to that pre-approval expiring. This is going to trigger an automatic outreach. Hey, Dan just wants to make sure that you're in the best position possible. We'd love to refresh your pre-approval. Can I get a meeting with you scheduled to set up with Dan to make sure that you're in the best position possible as you continue your home buying process? Simple as that. Right? So those are the use cases. I just wanted to share some quick success metrics. This is success metrics from 1 week of going live from 2 lenders. So we engage with 470 borrowers. So we identified 470 potential refinance opportunities. 344 of them were actually, we actually got the consumer on the phone, so it's a 73% pickup rate. 27% of them engaged and were transferred to the LO, whether that was a warm transfer or a meeting placed on their calendar. And 10% of those converted into applications. 1 week. 1 week. And then you can see the results from Lender B as well. Lender B had 44% of those converted into applications. So you think about most originators that I talk to, and you have the market move by a quarter point or some big change. Most originators tell me it takes them 45 to 60 days to really effectively go through that entire refinance pipeline. This can do that in a day, 2 days. What really becomes a bottleneck is human capacity again. How many meetings can you actually take on your calendar to have that conversation with the consumer? So that was one lesson we learned when the market moved significantly. Back in September of last year, we had a couple of originators that ended up with like 3 weeks of calendar invites with all the refinancing. They're like, slow this down. We're like, all right, this is a problem, but it's a good problem to have, right? So it's been fun to watch this. We're excited to launch this within Intercap over the next couple months, and hopefully you guys are as excited as I am. This is a quote from a top originator. Wasn't sure about sharing it here because there's some bad language in it, but I will tell you the top producers that are already leveraging this are ecstatic about how this has already helped scale their business at a level that we never thought possible. And this technology is moving faster and faster, and these models are getting better and better every single week. I also just wanted to share briefly our vision for customer intelligence. We are investing just in the data and intelligence aspect alone, over $10 million just this year to enhance customer intelligence even more. Everything about the AI is about data. The more data we can feed into Total Expert, the more opportunities we can surface, and the more ability we can feed these large language models so that when they orchestrate that outreach, it is as personal about that consumer and their situation as possible. So I think some of the things that we're working on next are things like bringing in the entire debt profile of the consumer. Would anybody like to know how much high interest revolving debt every single consumer in their database has? We already have the equity data, so we marry that up, and we got some pretty damn good cash out refinance opportunities surfaced, right? Things like shopping behavior, understanding consumers that walk into multiple open houses. So we are highly investing into data and intelligence because we believe the future is about engaging at a scale, on a hyper-personalized level like the industry has never seen before. And with that, I will leave you with this quote. I think everybody really just has to have a growth mindset as we go through this transformation. And the originators that are early adopters are seeing success, and the ones that don't adopt some of these agentic AI capabilities and take it as they're trying to eliminate my position are going to be the ones that are left behind. So I encourage everybody to just have an open mind and really start to understand these capabilities, because you could be left to be irrelevant in the future if not. And we certainly don't want to see that. So thank you all tonight. I appreciate it. I will be here.